Live. There we are. Hi, Jess.
Hi. Morning.
Morning. It is still morning. It's still morning here on the East Coast.
A little bit.
And most of the coast in the U.S. right now. How are you today? What's going on? How's this mid-eclipse transit time treating you?
It's I'm just plugging through it. It's like just day to day, and I have a bit of a migraine trying to creep in. It's not here yet, so it's like I'm like just trying to navigate my day without letting it develop. So we'll see. So far, so good, I
Right?
guess. Like I don't know. I feel some sort of pressure, energetic pressure, not on me in particular, individual, but like just some thing.
I woke up with the same thing and I'm like, do I have allergies? It's like my body flaring. What's going on? I did some yoga this morning and tried to stretch it out. And then I finally caved. I'm not a huge fan of Western medicine, but every now and then I'll still pop in a leaf or something. And I was like, I think I just need to today. So it was very interesting that both of you and I were tuning into that. And if anyone else has any headaches or body pains today in this mid-eclipse time, let us know. Happy Tuesday, Heather. Good morning. We're so glad you're here and joining us. Big love. If you're here, drop in, say hello. If you'd like us to pull you a card or do a reading for you today, let us know.
I'm just sharing the community real quick. There we go. Okay.
Perfect. I'm going to share it too. And I was thinking in the meantime, while we're waiting for a few more people to hop on, will you share a little bit about the dragons you're creating?
Sure. I'm an Orgonite maker. They are energetic tools that that rearranges the energy in a space. The Orgone energy, which is life force energy, it can block EMFs and cell phone radiation, Wi-Fi, stuff like that. So a few years ago, I had a pretty profound experience where I met my dragon. What's interesting is that I have not dove in far enough to meet my own personal dragon, but here I am making. The collective came to me when I kind of reached a point and was like, "Help!" To the universe. One of those like moments, and I just kind of like invited whatever energetics that had my highest good in mind to help me. I'm like, I don't really care who, just please. And so it was the dragons that came. And so it was a couple days before my birthday. I received a really cool dragon mold as a gift. I made an Orgonite dragon immediately. It just felt important. And then I posted it because I was excited because it was beautiful. And someone bought it like within 10 minutes and like it just started this whole snowball effect of a relationship that I've developed with the Dragon Collective. And so, what I do is I tap into a person's personal dragon energy. Well, they come, and I can either get colors, stones, healing intentions from the person that they consciously know that they want or need, or a lot of the time I just do it completely intuitively, where they reveal themselves and show themselves to me, and I make them and ship them out. They come with a little dragon egg magnet. Um, it's just hard to explain without telling a whole big long story and not
The eggs are pretty cool add-on component.
Not sounding a little bit like out there. I mean, I know, guys, I know. Okay, but it's but here we are.
Here we are, though, talking to you guys about dragons on a live right now.
I've made by now I've made about 60 or more, and they've been shipped all over the whole world. So apparently it is a thing, and they come. They made it very clear that they're not to be offered like in my shop as I make it and whoever wants it buys it. It's whoever's ready to work with the Dragon Collective and wants one will contact me, and the rest unfolds from there. So I offer it usually at this point during eclipse seasons because that's when they're most active. I mean, I just can't get away from them. Not that I want to. Not that I want to. But so yeah, that's all. It's just I had a couple orders for those since I opened it in October. It's running through November. And depending how it feels to me, I would continue it or not. I'm not sure. I just have to let them let me know. They're super they're gentle and kind but firm, and like, you know, I'm not gonna go against what I feel like is how they want it to be anyway. So that's what's going on with that.
Well, we honor that. How do people order one from you?
How to harness your personal dragons and work with them through the eclipse season workshop on November 7th. That'll be after the actual eclipses, but we're still inside the season and the shadow period, and so we felt like that would be a perfect time to work with the dragons to integrate whatever has gone on during the eclipse season, because stuff's going on. So yeah, that's the 7th, and we're excited about it. And yeah, the dragons are here.
The dragons are here with us during eclipse season. And thank you for sharing, Jessie. So if you're just tuning in, welcome. We're so glad you're here. Welcome to our Tuesday live readings. If you'd like a card, drop a comment, let us know. Jessie was just sharing that she and Ursula both connect with the dragons a lot. They're going to be hosting a class coming up November 7th. Is that when it was, Jess?
Yep, at 7.
November 7th at 7, all about harnessing your personal dragon. And you can also order a custom Orgone dragon from Jessie, which is really, really dope. So if you're into it, I encourage you to. And welcome. I see people hopping on. Heather, we're so glad you're here. She said she's always down for a card, so you're going to be number 1 on our list. Good morning, Marissa. We're glad you're here too. Grand Rising, Jackie. Hey, Sophia. Oh, I'm just so glad you're all here right now. Just trying to there we go. Sophia ordered a dragon. She said, Jess, I'm so excited for my dragon. I just found out our new local high school mascot will be a dragon. That's really cool. Dope.
That's what I'm talking about, you see.
Yep. That's super dope.
They'll be just absolutely everywhere. Just, that's what I'm talking about. It's wild. It's cool though, because you're like, you see them and it's like just the other day I brought the first grader home. We're getting the homework out, and like their like reading comprehension story was like this dragon thing, and I'm like, hey guys. Like, it's just like, of course, you know. And it's not like they learn about dragons in public school, so it was just like, hi, you know, just like you'll just see them everywhere popping in to be like, we're here,
here we are. Hey, Ursula, glad that you're here. Ursula's tuning in from the admin side today. She's our goo, our goddess of operations at Sea Goddess, and keeps everything beautifully organized and together. And she will also be co-teaching the Harnessing Your Personal Dragon with Jessie, because they both have a lot of dragon experience. And I also wanted to mention our Sea Goddess merch is back. This is my new hoodie that came in. Ursula, my hoodie came in. I love it, right? It's got this on the front. And it's got the logo on the back.
Oh, I need that.
Right?
Yeah.
You can order them in any size, color, and there's different options. There's this hoodie, there's pullovers, there's tank tops, totes, hats, all that stuff. I'm not a merch girl. I just enjoy wearing it, but you're all picking up what I'm putting down. So it's cozy season, so get yourself a Sea Goddess hoodie if it feels good. Awesome. So let's see, let's go back up. Sophia said we're all out there. It's safe. Yep.
No, I know it's safe. I'm just like, 5 years ago, if I thought I'd be saying the things I say as truth, I'd be like, no way. But here we are.
Yep. Yep. Here we are. I love it. Marissa, you are definitely on the reading list. We have Heather, then Marissa. Heather said, hey girl, hey. And Jackie said, confirmations with pain and eclipse. Not so much this week, but a few days before and slightly after solar eclipse, I had ridiculous shoulder and wrist pain. Yeah, sometimes we just tune in to some of these things and we hold so much in our vessels. And the reason, we're kind of like walking crystals. So we're here to transmute so many things, and our vessels feel a lot of all the different energies that are going on. And sometimes it really is not us. And sometimes it is. Sometimes we're co-creating some wild shit in our bodies. But during these times, it's nice to pay attention to what's going on in the cosmos as well. Jackie also said, I did yoga and all I could do to stretch it out was no relief, lots of turmeric and chamomile, not much help. But synchronistically, a video came to me explaining shoulder pain tied to eclipses. See, that's how that works. How beautiful. All right. And Ursula said, it's beautiful. And she also said she'd love a card today. So now I've got Heather, Marissa, Ursula. And if anyone else would like to be added to the list, let us know. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And Jesse, do you want to pull for Heather to get us started?
Sure. Okay. All right. So I'm drawn to pull from an angel deck I have here, this one. And what I pulled was the spiritual growth card. Every time I get this card, I'm just immediately drawn to that third eye chakra there and just the light that's shining out of it. But then also right now I'm drawn to the throat as well here, this. Even though that's not a bigger piece of light or piece of the picture, I'm focusing here. So I'm wondering if you are going through a period where you're speaking up more and maybe meeting a little pushback. But just know that the pushback is normal because people are used to what they're used to and they want what they want. But it's time for you to speak about what you want. And it's part of your spiritual growth. I'm also drawn to this. I'm not sure what it is, but it looks like shut eyes to me right now. And so I'm feeling like also maybe a lot of your growth might be happening while you're asleep or daydreaming or inside of yourself. I'm going to draw one more card to get a little bit more on that. Everything feels super peaceful though, if that helps. I don't feel any like chaos really. But I do see your throat chakra and your third eye chakra really lighting up. So I drew from the animal power deck that I have, and I got the fox, which is interesting because the fox was around yesterday, Mandy, remember, in our readings. So the fox always represents adaptability when I see it, adapting to the changes that are happening. And I feel like adapting in a flow to the things that are happening around you right now is like your higher self education kind of thing. So I feel like your unconscious time and your conscious time are like weaving together. It's weaving like a learning experience together for you. And it has to do with actual things that are happening around you, how you react to them. Is all part of your spiritual journey. A lot of people spend a lot of time up in their heads and inside of themselves and way up here in these higher chakras when they're doing quote unquote spiritual work and stuff like that. But I feel like actually the real work comes when you bring it from up here down through your chakras and ground it into your way of life. So I feel like that's where the education is, and that's where the spiritual growth is how do you integrate into your daily life and remain mindful. So everything feels super peaceful though, like, and in flow, which does not always happen. So just know that everything is for your higher development. And if you can allow it to flow, it doesn't really feel like you'll meet any like crazy resistance. It's about giving up the need to control certain things and making sure that you are authentic about letting people know what is best for you and not necessarily what's best for everyone around you. I hope that resonates.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. That was for Heather. If you're just tuning in and you'd like a reading, let us know. Hi, Diana. I saw you were here. And Jackie, I got you on the list. She said, I'm very grateful for a card and I definitely want a hoodie. I got you on the list. I put Diana on the list. And Sophia said that she has a meeting in 15 minutes, but if we don't get to her, she'll catch the replay and she'd love a card as well. You got it, sister. You are on the list. And Heather said, thank you, Jess. The dreams lately have been crazy.
Yeah. So if you feel drawn, keep a notebook on your nightstand and maybe scribble down if you can remember any of it when you first wake up, because I promise it'll fade as you spend the day awake. But if you can write anything down while you're still in that in-between state, it might be helpful later on.
Definitely. All right. Oh, Marissa said Sophia can have my spot so that Sophia can go first. Isn't that sweet? All right. Cool. I'll switch you guys. All right. And Sophia, you're up with me. I'm going to do one of my little 3-carders here today for Sophia. That was very kind of you. That was very sweet. Sophia. We're going to do an angel, a water, and an ancestor. Aww. Okay, your first one. Loved one in heaven. Thank you, loved ones in heaven, for drawing close to me at this time. They're showing that you've actually been getting some signs recently from some ancestors, and it's been really beautiful and healing. If it hasn't actually, I feel like it did happen already. If it didn't happen yet, it's coming very soon, and you are very connected to your lineage and your ancestors. And in particular, there's some elders in there who are just weaving and weaving their way through you and certain people on your lineage and things like that, and just sending some extra love and holding space. But they want you to know that you are you're receiving messages from them, and more are going to come in. And when you're not always held by certain people here on Earth side, know that on spirit side, there's definitely some amazing ancestors coming your way. So enjoy that. Enjoy the connection with that and see what comes through. She said, yay, I've been trying to connect into my mediumship. Yes, it's coming. You then get heart guarding. Let yourself love and be loved. That's all you are right now, sister. You've worked so hard for so many things in your life. And, you know, there's been ups and downs and there's been lots of shifts and things. But one thing you are and one thing that's true is in tune with your heart right now. And you've been able to let down some guards and open up more and let your heart be your compass for so many things. And they're almost just like giggling too and showing euphoria with that. And it feels really good to lead from a heart space. So they're encouraging you to continue that and to expand it. And especially when you feel your heart wants to close, maybe say, my heart is protected, but I'm open and I share love, and you just get to be the beacon you are. Then last but not least, you get the wishing well, unexpected gifts, kindness, and karmic jewels. You just got the gift right now of being able to go a little sooner. And I do think you are going to get some really cool, amazing trinkets with your ancestors coming in. And whatever it is that you're really, really wanting to manifest at this time, it's the time. Wish for it, pray for it, co-create it. Know that you've got spirit on your side and things are helping you. Oh, she said that image on the car looks like my great grandmother, Sophia. You're named after her. That's so cool. I was getting a lot of feminine energy at first too with the great grandmother stuff, but then there's all these others. You've got uncles and cousins, and there's men too, and grandfathers, and you have very strong, potent lineages on both sides that you're going to be calling in for. So I think that's really cool that your grandmother showed on up for you. So big, big, big love, sister. I'm so glad you joined us today, and I hope that supports you. And yes, tap on in because they're there and grateful and happy for the conversations. Oh, I could cry in my cubicle right now. Oh, big love, sister. You're loved. You're held. She's with you. Yeah. Tears, water. You are healing waters. You know all that. Hey, Danielle. Glad you're stopping on. hello, hello. We're sending you big love. If you want a card, let us know and we'll pop you in on the reading list. All right. So next up, Jesse's going to read for Ursula. Oh, and in the meantime, too, real quick, I will be, if you're in the New Jersey area, I will be at the Sage Lady shop tonight. I'm there on Tuesday nights doing tarot readings from 6 to 8. Ursula will be there on Thursday. This week or next week? You comment in there. I think it's this week she's back. But she will be there doing astrology readings on Thursday during the day. So if you haven't checked out the Sage Lady shop, it's amazing. It's in Zen Landing Yoga and Wellness. It's just such an incredible atmosphere. You can get your yoga, massage, readings, any sort of spiritual tools you might need. It's awesome. And Ursula said this week. Perfect. So, Jessie for Ursula.
All right, Ursula gets a dragon. So I'm drawing from my dragon deck.
It's only appropriate.
Yeah, there's no choice there. I was like, okay. Oh, beautiful. Oh. Okay, so we got Sunshine Yellow Dragon. Helps you to help animals. Serve animals, heal, respect, and understand them. Oh, how cute. How cute is that? That just feels so peaceful. You know what, though? I'm more drawn to the fact that these are all babies than the fact that it's talking about animals. So I'm not sure if it's letting like the youngsters or the innocence of newness of life in. Does that make sense? Like but there's also like a hawk up here. So I'm feeling like embracing the innocence of life and letting it like envelop you will bring you to a higher spiritual level. Like I just keep on seeing this up here, like, and the way that it's higher up than anything else, and that the spiral of the gold is going from the bottom up to that bird, which I know represents like your connection to spirit. And there's also spirals here, so that's interesting to me. I'm drawn to also pull from my deck that I just know is a bridge for mediumship readings for me. My grandma deck is what I call it, but it's not always a grandma. But anyway, so I just feel drawn to pull from that from you. I know you've been spending time with family, so we have safe travels. And that's funny because we know Ursula just got home from traveling, and so there's the baby on top. Kind of, because I'm not sure. I'm like, I don't know about the animal thing, but also the birds seems important as well. So maybe there's like extra birds on your wires or something. I feel like there might be extra birds on your wires, if that makes any sense. But I'm really drawn to the innocence of youth here in both of these. And the safe travel thing is just funny because it's like, yeah, it was. And also this person back here has a lantern, holding up a lantern. So I feel like harnessing the beauty and innocence of the youngsters and using it as a beacon to lead you through the things that need to be done, keeping that same energy, like the awe and wonder of the world type of thing, instead of the like, because the world is beautiful and terrible at the same time a lot, depending on how you look at it. I'm feeling like, so like this lantern is just really it's tiny thing in the picture, but it's also in a diagonal line with the guy's staff and the head of the child, and it's like pointing in the same direction as the forward path. So I'm kind of drawn to that the most out of this. So harnessing the innocence and wonder that it's there to be tapped into. It gets covered up by a lot of like the 3D day-to-day earth junk that we all have to deal with. But I'm feeling like, and also the color of this dragon being like the light inside of the lantern here. And also look, the baby is pointing in that same direction. It's interesting. So using that energy as a guiding light, for as long as possible. Let's like staying lighter. That's why I love my human job, like of being a nanny, because the children, they keep me at a level of wonder. Can't get around it. I'm surrounded by them all the time, and so it's helpful even sometimes when I'm like grouchy. I cannot stay grouchy when I'm surrounded by little folks that are like collecting acorns, and like hoarding acorns in my jacket pockets without me knowing and stuff like that. So like just little things like that, I feel like can be super helpful going forward. Oh, I love you. I feel like now I can't wait to get to the kids later. Earlier I was like, oh, I got a headache. Now I'm like, no, go play with them. Like, oh, that's great.
Medicine. Oh, beautiful.
I just
Ursula said, so spot on, Jess.
Oh, really? Oh, I feel it. And it's so interesting because it's not necessarily what the cards said in words on them, but it's like the message was very clear regardless of what the words on there were. I was able to, I don't know. I just feel like there's like sunshine shining on you, Earth. Like
She
sunshine,
said,
a beam of sunshine shining right on you.
Oh. Ursula commented, she said, had a completely unexpected and magical experience over the weekend with my new baby nephew. That definitely was tapped into something bigger.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, I feel that. I felt it. So that baby is pointing the way. Like, see?
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
All
cool.
right.
Thank you, validation. I love you.
Beautiful. Hi, Melanie. We're glad you're here. You are not too late. I'm going to put you on the list. And since Marissa was so sweet to give Sophia her spot, I'm bumping Marissa up now. We're going to do Marissa, then Jackie, then Diana, then Melanie. And Ursula commented and also said, received many angel messages along the way during the whole trip too. So there you go. And Marissa said, yeah, I can't wait. I hope it's Marissa, not Marisa, but if it is, you let me know. You correct me. And she said she's a Jersey girl too, but in Florida a bit over 10 years now. Awesome. Yeah, I lived in Florida too. I lived in Jupiter for a couple years. It was cool. But now I'm back up in the Jers for the moment. So I'm going to go back up to your comment and I'm going to pull for you. And then on deck will be Jackie with Jesse. All right, there we go. Boom, ba-doom. One angel, ancestor, and a water for Marissa. Beautiful. All right. First you get don't hate, meditate. I love this card. Thank you, angels, for guiding me through love with meditation. They're showing you have had a good amount of irritability lately. And that doesn't mean, there's something wrong or you're a bad person. Boundaries and anger, what they're there to do is to be the parts of you that love and protect you. So if you feel some anger, irritability coming up, they're showing part of it has to do with things that are getting crossed that just are boundaries for you. And it's just your inner self saying like, hey, no, that's not cool. But what you can do if you find it sticking with you is to take some breaths, do some meditation, some dancing, some walking, some enjoying something of what you love to do to shift your energies and do what you can to come back into your heart space. So important to honor that they're showing though, and know that when that irritation comes up, it's the part of you that loves you and it's protecting you. So take very special care and note to that because it's very much a part of your energies that are coming in at this time to be there to support you. You then get the wise one, grow within your current situation. So, just like, you have this irritation coming up, it's there as an opportunity to grow. Triggers are always opportunities to heal and grow and learn and step up. And they're showing in this case, you are meant to be the wise one. You are meant to lead through example, to be the mature one, and to solidify in some things that really once bothered you that aren't going to anymore. So know you're up leveling this eclipse season. Know you're growing and you're ascending in many ways. You then get the water codes, ancient wisdom. The intelligence is within you. Just like you're going to pair it with this beautiful crone. And look, she's got the owl and the moon and the crow and the feather and all the things. This is ancient. It's within you. You do know wrong from right. You do know what to do when, and it's okay to act on that and give yourself permission for that. I am seeing just a bit of like a passing of the baton energy and you moving into another level of who you are as a woman and how you're showing up here in the world. And it's so, so important. You trust your intuition. And anytime those irritations, just a little bit, just irritations come up, they're there to guide you. So let that happen and let it hold you and know that this is all to grow you and help you become even wiser. But it's eclipse season, so it's intense for everybody. And I'm glad you're here and I hope that supports you, sister. Awesome. So next up is going to be Jessie for Jackie.
Okay.
You're welcome, sister. You got this. You're fierce. You're fierce and you've got some energies to wield.
I'm drawn to the animal deck, which is as a first card, which is interesting because this deck has kind of like more specific answers or messages with the words and stuff. So I'm wondering if there's like a particular issue that you have in your mind. I'm not asking what it is, just saying I feel like okay, so this is interesting. I just okay. Always I got deer, Pathfinder. There was a huge buck deer in my backyard this morning with its like literally standing on where our old kitty buddy is buried. Like, and I was like, oh, I took note. I don't know what that is, but anyway, here it is again. So I feel like this is a message, kind of a bigger message. Trust your instincts to guide you through this situation. So that's interesting. I was just like, felt like you maybe had a situation in your mind, but it's none of my business. So, but know that your gut will lead you through it, and it does not matter how other people feel about it because you're living your life and they're living theirs. So I just really feel like you already know, like you really do already know, whatever it is. And it's just kind of like either tying up loose ends or not wanting to rock the boat or rock that boat. Okay. And like, or jump out of it. I don't know, something, but like, like,
You have me
I don't know. I just feel like
I just had to take myself off mute. I'm like, you got me giggling. She said it's definitely one of her key spirit animals too.
Interesting, very interesting. Good. And so I find it interesting that the deer I saw had antlers too. Like, so that's a male, and that kind of represents to me like the doing energy. Like the female is kind of more of an internal emotional thing, but when I see a definite masculine influence, it's kind of like the external action steps or doingness. That's not a word, but so the action, the outward action, because everything goes on inside all the time. It's just like swirl, and you can do something or not, but the external action is like divinely guided, and the only thing you have to do is trust your gut. Not easy because of all of the external influences I'm kind of feeling here, whether it's people, job, or all of it. So the biggest challenge I feel like for you would be to tune all of that out completely like just does not matter. And this doesn't mean you want to hurt anyone's feelings or um cause a bad situation. It's not like that. I don't feel like it's like that. I feel like the answers are like, what is your true soul path? And so maybe the answers to that question are not what some people around you would expect. But that's fine, because if they love you enough and if they're meant to be in your life, they still will be. Um, this guy is so strong, though. Like, I just feel like you really do have everything you need. And the only thing left is to gather up the confidence to not let anything deter you from what you already know you should be doing, or you already know the answer to whatever question you have. It might just be like, no, you do already know, so I don't even really have. Every time I try to keep talking, they're like, no, she knows. So I'm gonna pull one more, just because I do realize that's a bit vague, but I feel like you know what I mean, even though I don't know what I mean. Maybe.
She did comment. She said thank you, and she said tuning family out 100% necessary.
Yeah. Okay,
And
so
Amanda,
then
hi, we got you on the list, Amanda. Don't you worry. And hi, Lex. We're glad you're here. Jesse's reading for Jackie right now.
I just drew a clarifier because I do realize that was kind of a broad thing, but just felt very strong. Like, every single question that you feel like you need an answer to, you actually already know the answer. And it's about acting on what you already instinctually know. That's the key. The key is not figuring it out. The challenge would be enacting what you already know. And so the clarifier I drew from my Avalon deck is the dog, which represents loyalty, sincerity, and unconditional love. So again, the people that are meant to stay will stay. And that's it. The people on the unconditional love thing, if that's accurate, then it does not matter how you proceed in your life. If you know what I mean. Loyalty, sincerity, if you act with authenticity and sincerity, the people that react back to you with those same qualities, that's how you know that they're the ones that deserve to be in your life, to be honest. And it doesn't matter if you're blood related. Trust me. I've lived my life learning that and living that, and it does not matter. So I
No,
hope
it
that
does not, soul sister. All right. So welcome, Lexi. Welcome, Amanda. So glad you're both here. We have a few more to do. I'm going to read for Diana. Then Jesse's going to read for Melanie. Then I'm going to read for Amanda. And Lex, if you want a card, let us know, and we can maybe make you our last one that Jess reads. So for Diana this week, Angel, Ancestor, and Water. Very powerful. Very powerful. You get the Divine Physician, Archangel Raphael. Thank you, Raphael, for shining your divine light upon my healthy body. This is a time to very much focus on your vessel and healing, to ask the angels to surround you in white and green light and help you to heal. They're showing you making some big changes with certain things. That's a bit of a commitment, but really it pays off. You have a lot of medicine and energy healing around you at this time. So just know that the angels are drawing close to you for this. You then get the Direction Guardian. Choose your path. This is, like I said, something that you're going to need to commit to. You have angels and guardians coming in to support you and give you that little nudge to trust your intuition to do what's best for you. Make decisions based on what your heart wants most, not what other people think or might think right now. You're very tuned in with some different things, and what these choices are going to do is propel you in your healing, physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. And if they weren't clear enough about it, your last card is Plunge. Don't hold back. It's time. Go for it. Dive in. This is full permission, and whatever kind of decision it is you're choosing to make, whatever kind of path it is you're choosing to walk right now, is going to result in tremendous healing physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, all the things. So there's often great reward on the other side of fears. And sometimes it's a little hard to choose that and to just go for it and go in. But when you do, you're going to be very rewarded, and it's going to be very healing for you in many ways. So I'm glad you're here, and I hope that supports you. All right. Next up is Jessie for Melanie.
Okay. Okay.
And welcome, Sandy. I love your comment. We're going to talk about that in a little bit.
All right. Who? What's
Melanie.
Melanie. Sorry. Okay. Melanie.
There we are.
Okay. So
Melanie said, "Hey guys, hope all is well. Am I too late for a card?" And Melanie's really cool. Melanie, I hope she doesn't mind me sharing, but she's tuning in from the Canada side, and I have cool weavings with her. I never got to meet her in person, but I spent some time up near that land, and she's very awesome. And I'm just so excited. It's so fun for me because I get to see our grid of all the people of all the places. And Melanie's an incredible soul, and I'm grateful that you get to read for her today. So enjoy it, both of you.
That's cool. I grew up in the border town with Quebec, Rouse's Point. So like it'd be 5 minutes to Canada. Yeah. I'm not even going to tell any stories, but the 90s were different than that. Wait. Anyways, so I love Canada, and I've just been listening. Honestly, I've been listening to the Tragically Hip nonstop since like last week. And I know she'll know that band because Gord Downie is a national treasure, and it was just his RIP anniversary on the 17th. So I just been flooding my ears with the hip and rocking out like I was still a teenager up north. Anyway, okay, here we go.
I know, I'm glad I shared that because look at that. Here we go.
Yeah. Oh, lots of time. And my little brother lives in Montreal now, so like it's still like I love Canada. Anyway.
Melanie said, yes, he is.
National treasure. Everyone should listen to the Tragically Hip. This is my commercial. Okay. All right. So I feel drawn to my Avalon deck. The first card I drew is the Fear card. So this I feel like is showing up because this is basically your only obstacle. It looks like there's like a little I'm not sure, like symbol on that rock. It's a symbol, but it looks like the number 14, and so I'm not the numerology gal, but if you want to look up the number 14, I feel like somehow that'll be important. So I feel like you have an obstacle of fear in regards to something that you're wanting to step into, and this card is here to say that that is your only obstacle. That's really the only thing holding you on the other side of a door, which is kind of what I see, like you on one side of a mirror or on the other side of a door, and all you really have to do is take a big step through the threshold, and the only thing holding you where you are still is yourself. And honestly, that's me. So don't take offense to that because that's my life as well. So
and most people and most light workers, like that's one of the hardest things.
Yeah, I don't mean to say like you're your only problem. Like that's not what I meant. Just like more of what I mean is like it's internal. There's nothing, there's no, like the source of the fear is internal. There's nothing threatening that is external is what I mean. And quite honestly, I feel like the internal fear is an illusion because I just drew the king, authority, things pertaining to law, justice. He's the, I mean, look, he's in charge. He's got the sword. So
Melanie commented.
Okay, so that makes
fear of moving on with my divorce.
Thank you for saying that, because that makes the rest of this make sense. It says, so we have the king, man, authority, male energy, things pertaining to the law and justice. So, okay. He had, okay. He has no authority on your life anymore. And even if he used to, it was unfounded and he didn't deserve it. So this guy, I feel like, represents you now, but you are now where the man used to sit. Like this used to be his seat, now it is your fucking seat, lady. Like, and I mean that in the absolute best way possible, because he's got, and again, the male energy represents to me outward action steps, external world things. So the fear of proceeding, it's not a fear of proceeding. It's just a fear of the unknown on the other side of the thing. But really all that is something that will be unfamiliar. And the unfamiliar thing is that you're gonna like finally have time to get to know yourself. So we could look at it as a fear of the unknown, a fear of how are things going to be, or we can look at it with the excitement of getting to find out how freaking amazing it's going to be to sit in your own throne and use your own sword and your own staff. And look, there's these guards keeping you safe. So I'm feeling like you have an entire spiritual team behind you, but also I feel a really strong physical, like, human being network too. Like, turn to the people that you know you trust if you need to, because they're there and they're waiting there. They've got their hand on their sword and they'll defend you wherever you need it. So don't be afraid to look to the people that you know you trust for support in the physical world, but also in the spiritual world. I feel like you might be worried about like the logistics of things, like the actual paperwork of the whatever. Like I'm seeing like a desk with like all these papers, and it's just like, and then it's like, how are the chips gonna fall? And it's like, just let them fall, because at the end of it you're gonna be free, and all of that is just earth shit. It's like you are protected. There is nothing to fear. It is just the unknown. It's not an actual threat. So you could be apprehensive about the unknown, or you can turn that same energy into excitement. I'm finally going to get to figure out who the hell I really am. What do I actually want? You know, and that's exciting. I mean, that's exciting. I'm super, yeah. Oh, that's so then I'm just going to say, unfortunately, and fortunately, Mandy and I both have been through the ringer with some folks like this. And once you get out, this just like, freedom is the ultimate goal when you're angry, you know. You are free. Like, and the best revenge is living well when you're dealing with someone like that. The best way to get over the resentment of all the years that probably got stolen and all of the everything is to just break the shackles and live your best life. And I'll tell you what, that'll piss off a narcissist in the worst way, because it's like, wait a minute, they're thriving without me. Impossible. Very possible. In fact, guaranteed, MF. So, I'm just like, girl, you've got nothing to worry about.
She doesn't.
You're gonna fly, yeah. Like super fly.
I think also, because Melanie commented, I'm grateful I get to know her situation. And I think this eclipse season really is the time you get to be set free. And obviously,
that's
you've got your parents on spirit side there, walking with you, helping you. And it does take a while to unwrap our minds from the conditioning that we went through with the narcissistic stuff. And it's more than possible. and it's more than possible to free yourself. It just takes some conscious work. And I think that this is your big old release right now during this eclipse season.
Yeah, that's what eclipses do. They take the rest of the crap and they start shoveling it. Like, if there's anything left, it's like time to get out of here. And I feel like this is really big validation for you. Like, you have control over the fear. The fear is the thing. And it's just the unknown, but you can look at it two ways. You can look at it with fear or excitement. And it's time to truly be free. And I feel like you're just gonna soar, you're gonna fly. It's super exciting. Congratulations, because not everybody has what it takes to get out of something like that. And that second that stamp goes on that whatever, or you sign on that line, like, that's the first moment of the rest of your life. So congratulations.
You got this. You're already working hard on it. You're doing it. It's all happening. All right. For Amanda, it is not too late. I got you, girl. For Amanda, I'm doing these little triple readings. We're doing an angel, an ancestor, and a water card. Beautiful. First one, Archangel Raziel, spiritual gifts. Thank you, Raziel, for helping me to channel my spiritual gifts. You're incredibly talented and wonderful and healing, just with your touch, just with your energy, just with your vibes. And there's a lot of things coming in. The angels are giggling. They've been giving you signs and you've been getting them, and they've been making you laugh, because you can't make that shit up sometimes. They're showing. And then with that, it's activating a lot within you. First of all, you're wielding and moving powers and energies within yourself, internally and externally. And then you're also realizing the beautiful space you get to hold for other people at this time. And if you literally feel your palms warming up and getting activated often, know that you're activating a lot of your energy medicine within yourself, and it's safe to share with others if you'd like. You then get the Mirror Guardian. Take time to reflect. There's been so much stress, so many things that have been happening. And now is a really beautiful time where you are creating space where you get to just reflect. You get to see your beautiful self in particular, and how far you've come, and what you will accept and what you will not accept, and what your heart is calling you towards most. So when you take the time to reflect on all of that and create that space, it rewards you tenfold. And they're showing, if you haven't had some time for that lately, the time is going to be created. So enjoy it when you get to reflect. Last but not least, deep sea diving, the way of the mystic. Learn through experiencing depths. You're a deep diver. You go deep, you go hard. You always have, and you always will. And that's who you are. Even if it ends in heartbreak at times, it's there just to expand your heart open into an even wider version of love that you didn't know was possible. I'm actually seeing you maybe taking some time to read and study a little bit this winter too. If some things start to catch your eye and you just want to snuggle on in and learn all about stuff, like, it could be anything. I'm actually staring. I have a book right under my computer here called Garden Witches Herbal Magic, which I love this one. And there's so many by Ellen Dugan, and there's so many cool books and things like this. And I'm just seeing you like getting your hands on something, and it just inspires you. So let your heart lead you. Let yourself create this healing hole and cave that you need and deserve, and know that it's happening for you at this time. Put that back under my computer now. There we go. Cool. So I hope that supports you, and especially with your palms too. Maybe literally get out there, put them on some trees a little bit, and then your heart, and then some trees, and then your heart, and play with that and see what comes in. I hope that supports you, and I'm glad you're here today, sister. Big, big love. She said, yes, ma'am. Reflecting in motion. Get it, girl. Get it, get it, get it. All right. And let's see, our next comment. There was one more that Sandy, there we go. Sandy said, I've decided to limit my interactions with my female coworkers because they can be mean and offend with their words. Any messages on that, please? I am shielding before going to work. Thanks. This is a big topic right now during eclipse season. This happens all the time with women, especially. But this is a big opportunity, and it's different vibes. You start to realize that misery does love company. You start to realize that women in particular, sometimes they don't even know any better. The only way they bond is by bitching, I always say.
Yeah.
And they bitch about their own lives, other lives, and then they can be mean or condescending or talk down to people or make like have weird little power trips. And it happens in the workplace all the time. What I've done in those situations is I try to just continue to be love, to show up with myself as love, but also take no shit and like have healthy boundaries. And I don't reward shitty behavior. So if people are being shitty, I don't reward it. I don't interact with it. And I think limiting interactions can be a really safe way to do that. And then anytime you hear a word that's offensive or mean, whether it's to you or someone else, take a deep breath, send them some love and say they're just saying that from insecurity and hurt, and tell yourself what it is you need to hear at that time. I'm beautiful. I'm strong. I'm wise. I'm smart. I'm creative. I'm witty. Whatever it is that you're needing to hear at that time, give yourself some positive reinforcement. And I just think it's really beautiful that you're taking the time to reflect on that and that you're allowing yourself to take some action during this eclipse season. And Jess, would you like to pull a card for Sandy?
I did.
She's on it. I can tell.
Reading that, when you were reading that, I was drawn to to this angel deck here. I still don't know the name of it. It's just I have it. Anyway, so the first card, and I just love this because everything is so in tune, like, so as Mandy was speaking, I draw the learning experience card, where yeah, it's happening so that you can examine what's going on and decide how you want to proceed in a rational, calm way that protects yourself. And it's showing me that I'm feeling like it's your heart that's going to have to lead you through this one. I mean, that's like, this is, she's got her hand on her heart, and this is the light in your heart. And she's closing her eyes, like she's tuning out what's going on externally, and she's tuning in to what her heart says. And the second card I drew is healing energy. So, and this angel is purple and green. Green is the heart chakra to me, and always the purple represents healing to me, and it also says healing energy. So as I drew this card, Mandy was talking about giving yourself the healing energy that you feel you need from that situation, but also sending the people that are unfortunately stuck in that mindset that is what they do, like on default setting, is kind of what I feel like it is. It's like the women who act that way are unhappy, and because no one who's content and satisfied with how their own life is going is going to sit there and bitch about everybody around them. Like, who has time for that if you feel good? Like, why?
Misery loves company comes from.
True. And like, what is there's always something to bitch about.
What is your inner child crying out for, woman? Like, I've always
she's also holding the staff, the medical, I forget the name of that. I can never remember the
caduceus
staff. So it's
right. Isn't it like a caduceus or something?
Yeah, something like that. I'll never remember it just because I'm trying to think of it. But I'm drawn to the swirl on her third eye. So this is Earth School. These situations are being put in your conscious experience so that you can evolve. And so I'm also feeling like maybe the situation with these women is representing or sort of mimicking something that has happened before, maybe with different players, you know what I'm saying? Like same-ish vibe, different faces kind of thing. So like having it come around now in this way, at least you're in the construct of a professional, like whether it is or not, a professional setting. So there are already rules established as to, like, you know, these women can't just like pick something up and chuck it at you or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there is going to be a certain amount of structure just because of where this is happening. And so I'm feeling like operating within the structure of your workplace can be helpful to you, because you're going to be able to respond or not respond to them, and they're not going to be able to act like lunatics back. Like, and if they do, let them, because, you know, great. You'll have witnesses everywhere. So like, the thing I feel
Let
like
the
is really
loons loon.
super important is to keep yourself grounded. Like you said, that you're shielding yourself before going to work. Definitely. I would take a bathroom break halfway through your shift and do it again. Like, re-up your shield. And then when you leave, shed everything that your shield has caught in its, like, you know, like, so you shield yourself, and all whatever's coming at you, it doesn't get to you, but it's kind of still stuck around the outside of your bubble or shield or whatever. So making sure to shed everything that was collected kind of like outside your bubble is super important. Do not bring it home. Don't bring it home. Let it be theirs, because this is not your it's not your thing. It's not your problem. They're making it your problem because they're just like yip yapping and you can't get away from it. But like, they're miserable internally. So if you can kind of get a little perspective about the fact that it's their shit, basically, and you have the power to let it penetrate your bubble or not. Like, you get to say, no, your energy is not going to affect me or my productivity or my mood. And it'll, you know, they're not going to know what to do with that. I guarantee you, they will not know what to do with that right away. But sending them healing energy, but also understanding that, like, you're giving yourself healing energy by doing these things to protect yourself. Um, and the whole thing is a learning experience for your higher self. That is you're every time you make a choice that's a different choice than you would have made, you step into a different timeline where more things are possible, and other things are impossible. Like, things that used to be possible are not, but things that were never possible are. So every time that you act with a higher understanding of what's going on, and sending love out to the situation and not letting it deter you from your goals, that's love. That's healing. That's healing humanity, really. Like, that's what, if everybody could do that all at once, um I feel like the planet would evolve a lot faster. um so it does take a lot of energy to keep the shield up all day. So I would maybe, the stuff like carrying a crystal in your pocket could be is a good idea. I carry, for example, black tourmaline everywhere. That's um the ultimate energy protection stone, in my opinion. There's a few others like onyx, obsidian, but black tourmaline is is just the best. So it protects us and absorbs negative energy from all sources, including ourselves, which, you know what I mean? Like, like, because half the time it's my own. See, yeah. So I've got one in my purse, in my car, on my nightstand, right over there. There's one on the shelf. Like, so maybe carrying something in your pocket that when you feel overwhelmed, because, like, and I'm just feeling like you might need to take a bathroom break in the middle of the day, get a glass of water, do a little breathing, feel you like reaching in your pocket and having something to fiddle with, a black tourmaline, amethyst, maybe selenite, but something like that. Yeah, amethyst. Okay. So yeah, um use those tools, use them, um and know that you have the internal power to just switch the whole narrative. It's not going to happen in one day because people will probably be like, huh? You know, if you just don't react to just all it's really going to take is to just don't fall into doing the same thing that they do.
Hmm.
And they'll notice, you know, and either they won't involve you anymore or they'll completely stop. Either way, great for you. It is going to take some energy maintenance though. So I think spiritual hygiene type thing like grounding and shedding the stickiness before you walk in your own home, stuff like that. Selenite, black tourmaline, amethyst is great for peaceful sleep. Um, Making sure that you're fully charged when you walk in there. You know, get enough sleep, stuff like that. Eat healthy, so that you have the physical energy to deal with whatever might come at you as well. But you've got this. It's all a higher lesson for you, and it's not going to be forever. It's just a phase. It's a phase of your Earth School education. I swear we'll all be like PhDs by the time we're done.
That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Oh, and she also said, I am really saying no to their invitations, and I think they will get it very soon. That's just it. Like, I do
You
that
don't
all the time. You can have healthy boundaries and just say, no,
Yeah.
thank you.
No,
No,
thanks.
I'm good.
I'm busy.
And it's okay. And this is something I remember when I became a social worker. I was like, I'm gonna find my people. I'm a social worker. I made it happen. Here I am. Blah blah blah. I got there, and it was just some of the most catty women I'd ever come across. And I'm like, this is not where I expected to see or feel any of this energy. However, it gave me an opportunity to focus, to not have to be best friends with everyone, to not take things personally, to just be civil, to do my job, and then to drop more into my stuff. You know, sometimes wearing headphones helps if you're able to do that. Sometimes just concentrating. Like when I look back on that job, I got to add in all these really cool certifications, and I was leading mental health first aid workshops and trauma informed care and doing all this cool stuff. And I'm like, this is great. And I had the time to focus on it because I finally stopped caring about being, liked or fitting in, and also like letting it not be a thing either, and just being like, that just doesn't feel in alignment, or like I send love, or no thank you, no thanks, and you just keep doing you. So I'm glad you brought that all up. You certainly have all of us thinking, because you're not alone, and we've all been through that.
Definitely not alone.
Well, what a beautiful live today. Thank you all so much for taking your time and your energy and your heart spaces and joining Jessie and I today. It was a beautiful live. As always, we're at SeaGoddessHealingArts.com. Jessie has incredible services. She offers readings, custom orgone energy pieces. I'm an intuitive ascension guide. I hold soul space with people every day, and I love it. And I meet people where they're at on their path, and it's kind of like life coaching with the angels there. Ursula is an incredible astrologist and an aromatherapist and offers many incredible services. And Lexi, our beautiful mermaid in the mountains, is a conscious parent, an incredible reader and teacher. So we just love you all. Please check us out. Give us a like, a share, a follow. If you enjoyed this and want to drop us a couple bones, we got a virtual tip jar that we put towards our bills, which one of our beautiful clients requested we put up there during our lives. We have our awesome our merch shop back right now. I'm going to be in Mays Landing at the Sage Lady shop tonight. And and then Monday night, mischief night, we're having a little mischief. We're doing an online soul circle Monday night, which is going to be beautiful, and it's going to be fun on the backside of the lunar eclipse portal here. So we'd love to see you there and hold some soul space with you at Soul Circle Monday night. Jackie said, thank you. Can't wait to catch up on Shadow Twerk. Yes, we're in week 4 of Shadow Twerk, so we're twerking. There will be another series that opens up come New Year. So if you missed that, it's all right. You'll be able to jump in again. And Amanda said, thank you both for the encouraging words. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Tuesday. Oh, you're welcome. And you are welcome, Ursula. Take care, you guys. We'll see you next week.